What's up, Six String Country? My name is Daniel Donato. First and foremost, thank you all so much for watching this video. We're going to be going over the approach overall to my song Broke Down off my first EP, Modern Machine, in the style of Daniel Donato, written by Daniel Donato, played by Daniel Donato. Again, this is Daniel Donato with Six String Country. Thanks for watching. So the way I start off the solo is on the C chord, and I go, and then that's on our G chord, and we're gonna go to our D, and then we go back to our G. So one more time. Let's break that down into something that's very simple. Just look at it without the motion, and we simply have all that is this. Fits perfectly aligned with the major scale that coincides with the chordal movements of the song, which are innately very simple. So all that are these notes with harmonies added beneath them. Now the sauce that adds to the simplicity that makes it a cool thing in the song is this movement. And a great foundation to practice that skill is simply just to repeat those motions along with the chord changes. So C, G, D, G. And now when we arrive to this descending motif, that's when I really start to incorporate something that is more unique to my own style of playing. So all I'm doing is I'm taking these notes and I'm playing them an octave higher, 15 on the B string, 14 on the B string, 13 on the B string, 12 on the B string. Now, one of my biggest influences is Jerry Garcia, and he had a lot of specific tactile movements on the guitar. He was a player who, in his note selection, had a lot of individuality, but something that I really resonate with in his playing is the fact that simply his touch on a singular note that we all know was just so strikingly different. It was the angle at which he held the guitar, and it was also the attack he had because he was missing his middle finger on his right hand. And so he would do these weird Django Reinhardt style bends that ultimately became Jerry Garcia isms. And so he would bend up half a step to a note very fast, so it sounds like you're kind of picking the note, but it's just enough of a bend for it to have a sonic effect. So one more time, I'll run through that figure. And so that last note we're not bending, we're simply just picking that note. So we're bending up to a D, bending up to a D flat or C sharp, flat 5, 4, 3. So you can play a little bit lower down here. It's a little bit beefier. That's on the B and G strings. We're bending up to 7, 6, 5 with our middle finger, and we move the index finger up to the E string here, and then we bring it back down. That's a really magnificent voicing because you're switching between C and G simply by doing this. Really, really beautiful. So, this movement one more time in both octaves. Cool, and then down here. That's what I play on the record. Now let me talk about some other stuff that I like to do live. I have a general approach to playing guitar that I've talked about in many other outlets that take up a sizable amount of time, but I'll take a snippet of that concept. I'm gonna apply it to this song in specific. I have this idea called proximity pentatonics, which is essentially mixing major and minor pentatonic within one vicinity of frets. So it'll be like a 3 to 4 fret reach where you can access major and minor, and you connect those using chromatics. So we're gonna go all the way up here, and we're gonna play out of 2 positions, and we're also gonna incorporate some chromatic notes. We're gonna play out of this major pentatonic position. One more time. And then we're gonna play out of this minor pentatonic position. And the way to practice that familiarity is to ascend major, descend minor, or vice versa. So check this out. Ascend major, descend minor. And the goal is to be able to see the vicinity within each scale pattern so you can decide what you want to access when improvising. So. So one thing we'll do here is we'll craft a lick that's incorporating both major and minor and chromaticism. So let's talk about that. I'm playing right here. That's pretty much purely minor. We added a chromatic note in there though. We added this flat 5, this D flat or C sharp, and we ended the phrase with minor. That's the thing about country guitar. It's pretty much 50% minor and 50% major with a touch of chromaticism thrown in there to help smooth the transition between the blocky motions that are the pentatonic scales. So. And then I finished purely major. Using a pedal steel bend. And then, which is, that movement right there is a movement from Ralph Mooney, who played with Waylon Jennings for a number of years on the pedal steel. He also played on a lot of Merle Haggard records in the early Capitol years of his career with James Burton. Songs like Lonesome Fugitive and Sing Me Back Home, other great hits that are worth listening to. So, very, very, very beautiful motion there. Very similar to the thing we were working on up here when we went. Except we're going from flat 7 to major 6. So one more time, I'll do the riff for you. I'm gonna string the concept I've talked about together here and show you just how fluid it all is. So the song is in the key of F sharp on the recording. So for instructional purpose and everyone else's sanity, we're gonna move the whole lesson up to the key of G. Because when I perform live, that's also the key I perform the song in. And there's also way less sharps and flats in this key. The first thing that really makes this song, this specific kind of song that it is, and why it is very country, is the rhythm of the song. And the riff of the song, too, starts out like this. So we're basing this out of our E major position G bar chord. Now, if you go back and listen to like Willie Nelson and things like that, listen to Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, or you listen to On the Road Again, the song will start like this. Or if you go to a Johnny Cash song, say Folsom Prison Blues, we see this thread in this E position bar chord that can be recycled to any key of alternating between the root and the fifth, very much as like a country tic-tac bass does. So when you add that in there, it brings in this traditional roots, outlaw, sonic asset to the song. And that serves to be the main riff of the song. The solo section, we're going to be playing over the 4 chord, C, then be playing over G, and then D, and then G. So I'll play the rhythm for you just one time. Then we have this motif. Very simple, but let's go and discuss that motif real quick. So. Look at it like this. That's all in relation to the key of G. So we have a D, D flat, C, B, or 5, flat 5, 4, 3. If you look at it like scale tones, which is far more easier to do. And all you're doing is adding this harmony beneath it. And if you really want to impress the people of 6-string country world, you want to put your pinky on this top fret right here and go to the high root note. Very fascinating. Or you could also add a different harmony on top. So like, it kind of has like that Jimmy Rogers yodel. So again, these chords, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's gonna be our platform for soloing over. I'm gonna talk about some of the scales and riffs and approaches as well. General concepts I've discussed. Talked about the chords here. We talked about the motif, the descending voicing that's going on here. And then most importantly, aside from the absolutely stellar old school country rhythm, aside from that, we talked about proximity pentatonics, crossing major and minor together and using chromaticism to make it a more seamless experience for both the listener and the player. And I showed you this via this riff. So the whole solo that we've kind of crafted here together today will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hope you enjoyed that. Some cosmic country approach to guitar. My name is Daniel Donato. This is 6-String Country. This is my song Broke Down. Go check it out. Post a video of yourself playing it. Have fun and make your own magic out of it.